Hey everybody, Ron Baber here with your tip of the week. Really quick, my question is this: are originators going to learn their lesson? Now, if history holds true, most won't. And that is what we've seen over the last few weeks. We had, besides what's happened this week, we've seen market stability. We've seen rates kind of moving in a very narrow range, the 10-year moving in a very narrow range. And every single time we get this kind of stability, every single time, what happens is we see an uptick in the market. And it's really simple. In the absence of rates diving, which we don't expect really to happen, when there's market stability, people accept whatever is going on. Whether rates are 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, it doesn't matter. Over a period of time, when something stabilizes, we accept it. The shock factor is over. Well, we got complacent, and there's a lot of originators that saw their business uptick, and they stopped or severely slowed down their prospecting. And now all of a sudden, we're kind of having a shock to the system this week. Now, whether it'll stick or not, who knows? But the likelihood of the markets and the stock market improving is far greater than it declining, because now that the two biggest countries, China and the US, are now talking, there isn't an agreement yet, but at least talking to try and work this out, because both countries know that we need each other. And you can look at any other major economy around the world, and we're all so dependent upon each other, and we can't do it any other way. You're not going to undo 10, 15, 30, 50 years of cooperative working between countries, whether there was a trade deficit or not, and you're not going to completely undo that. So we know that in the long term, and to me more the shorter term, the stock market is going to rally. That is going to create upward pressure on interest rates. It's going to create pressure on demand. Inflation, maybe yes, maybe no. But the Fed has also signaled that they're not willing to do anything right now. My message to you is, no matter what's happening, when you get busier, you have to keep prospecting. You have to keep developing those relationships. You can't turn it on and off. And that's what so many originators are doing. And right now, this week, we're going to see, in all likelihood, loan volumes slow down. But those that are continuing to prospect are going to continue to see their business defy the odds and grow. I know sometimes I sound like a broken record with these tips of the week, but sometimes you got to just keep saying a different message, or the same message over and over and over again in different ways, because those originators that are the ones that are prospecting consistently, I can just tell you, I can't speak for the whole industry, but I can speak for my client database. And my clients, those ones that I'm coaching and we're consistently focused on their prospecting and they're sustaining that momentum and focus, they are outperforming the market by 3x, 5x, 10 times. No exaggeration. What average and typical originators are doing. And it's just because their networks are that much bigger. And when the market gets better, they explode. But when the market contracts, they're still way ahead. And I want you to do the same thing. If you're watching this tip of the week, I want you to do the same thing and have that success. Make it a great week. We'll see you next week.